It is the Fantasy NBA today. What's up, everybody? It is Rick Kamla with Hall of Famer Steve Alexander and our new buddy, William Harris. He's the All-Rookie podcast. He's part of the Sports Ethos Fantasy Network. And William, it is a blast to welcome you. I'm sure you've done these shows before, but I haven't done a show with you. So it's very nice to meet you, sir. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the mosh pit that is Cam and Doc. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Rick. So excited to be with you guys today, talking some rookies, draft, and trending news. It's an honor to be with you guys today.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. So we'll get William fired up. Doc and I will be inserting thoughts as well, but we're really going to put William on center stage here. So the spotlight's going to be on you. It's time for a solo. So can't wait to hear William's takes. And like I said, we'll play tennis with all of this. Want to tell you about our amazing sponsor, BetOnline. BetOnline.com. And BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. With baseball in full swing, football season around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting from MLB, UFC, tennis, NFL futures. BetOnline remains your source for sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and a live casino. Head to the website today, betonline.com, and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline, the game starts here. Also want to just send a little note out to all of you watching on X or Twitter. We love you all. Thank you. But not every episode in the offseason is going to be available on this platform. So make sure you subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed, Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed, to catch every episode and stay in the loop. All right. As William said, we're going to be talking rookies here today. So that's around the corner a little bit. Let's get to some breaking news, and we can go rapid fire with this. William, actually, Doc, you haven't talked yet. I'll go to you first. Does James Wiseman to the Indiana Pacers do anything for you from a fantasy perspective?
It makes me release a huge sigh of relief for my new favorite sleeper, the bald man himself, Jay Huff. James Wiseman, I'm not even sure he can play basketball, right? Like, he's been a huge bust since the day he came in the league. He's bounced around a little bit. He's not very good. That gives me hope that Jay Huff is going to be the starting center for the Pacers. I hope he is. I mean, Rick, you broke down Jay Huff's per 36 minutes for us. I don't know if it was Monday or Tuesday, but whatever day that was. And they are tantalating, is that a word? Tantalizing. They are titillating. You combine
titillating and tantalizing. Way to work titillating into the broadcast, Doc.
That's actually kind of a cool word. Anyway, I'm just excited about Jay Huff, and the fact they brought in Wiseman and not some stud gives me hope that Huff is still going to be the guy.
William, go ahead, man. Any ripple effect? Are you high on Huff? Do you think Wiseman's got any value at all in Indiana?
I actually am high on Huff. I like what he showed in Memphis. And before that, when he was in the G League, he was dominating. So I'm glad to see that's translated. He finally should get an opportunity for nice minutes. But I do think Wiseman will see the court, maybe 15 to 20 minutes per game, because when he was with Detroit before he got injured last year, he was putting up some solid numbers, like 9 points, 9 boards type of thing. So he'll probably come in some relief for Jay Huff.
I disagree with Doc that James Wiseman can't play. I talked about this on my NBA show. I think it was on my NBA show. Steve Kerr ruined James Wiseman. There's that. Completely got his career off track. He never got it on track. I'm happy for James. He's got a gig, probably making $3 million or something like that. He's going to fight with Tony Bradley for the backup role. I presume Wiseman will win that and play, 15 minutes a game. So I think we're actually going to see James Wiseman play. It also brings you to mind of the Isaiah Jackson thing. What's going on there? They have 3 centers. You've got him. He's a restricted free agent. So, of course, that means it's going to take 3 damn months to get him signed. All these restricted free agents are like they're like behind bars right now. They're just stuck. They can't do anything, right? Because the team has all the leverage. So, but I'm high on Huff. Not like 7th or 8th round high on Huff, but like late in drafts, like when it's like deep Sleeperville and you're just kind of throwing cards out on the table, Huff's going to be one of those cards. that I try to go to because his per 36 is crazy, especially in the block and 3 categories. Kelly Olynyk is a San Antonio Spur, guys. Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, the Spurs hit the give up button on those guys. And a second-round pick also goes to Washington in this deal, which is really mysterious to me. You're giving up 2 young cats for an expiring old head, and you have to throw in a second-round pick. I need Bobby Marks to explain that one for me. William, you first on this. Any fantasy, these are bench players we're talking about here, but any fantasy ripple effects at all?
I don't think so. I don't think Malachi or Blake will be seeing the court in Washington either. It's crowded there. I mean, it's going to be tough for Trey Johnson to get minutes in Washington. He was a 6th pick in the draft. So I don't think any fantasy replications. I think the Spurs probably have something that they're cooking behind the scenes, that they're going to do another move or so, or it possibly could be for next year. Because like you said, why would you even include a second-round pick in that? I don't know. But I don't see any fantasy indications. Do you guys?
Not really. The fact that Harry Barnes and Kelly Olynyk are going to be plodding along in that San Antonio offense is kind of annoying to me. And, every time I look at San Antonio's roster, I get irritated because Luke Cornett should be a starting center somewhere, either in Boston or Indiana or wherever. And now he's kind of trapped, not only behind Victor Wembanyama, but now he's got to deal with Kelly Olynyk as well. So, and I just don't know where Olynyk's going to get run, because Harry Barnes and Keldon Johnson should both get a ton of minutes. Julian Champagnie still needs minutes. Wemby and Cornett need minutes. So I don't really know what's going on here.
San Antonio, guys, is trying to be Indiana deep and OKC deep and Houston deep. That's how. I mean, your centers are Wembanyama, Olynyk, and Cornett. That's as deep as it gets. Your power forwards are Barnes, Sohan, Harrison Ingram, who's in the summer league now. He was a 2-way guy, second-round pick last year. Vassell, Dylan Harper, Julian Champagnie, something named Riley Minix, a 2-way player. I guess he's a human being that's a basketball player. That's your 3. Stephon Castle, Keldon Johnson, Carter Bryant, David Duke, 2-way guy. That's your 2. And then Fox and Open Hole and Jordan McLaughlin's your 1. That is a MF and deep team, man. And so I just think that's also, guys, for San Antonio, you had Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley. They have not worked out. The Spurs are admitting mistake with those guys. They're both going to be restricted free agents in 2026. So the Spurs know the clock is ticking. We're going to have to make a pay or not decision on these guys. Well, they just made the pay or not decision on these guys. You're going to Washington, where you will never play, because that's the so. Olynyk and Cornett have no fantasy value. They might have fantasy value if it's only one of them, but not with both of them. So they're both dead in fantasy basketball. Rashawn Holmes gets revived a little bit. He now moves to the second string behind Alex Sarr. But Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley, I've got them on my depth chart right now. They project as third unit guys. Pretty good third unit guys, honestly. I've got Trey Johnson as a third unit guy on this team. Justin Champagnie's a third unit guy on this team. And Vucevic is a third unit guy on the Washington Wizards. The Wizards actually are low-key deep. And guys, on the Sports Ethos NBA show with Rick Kamla yesterday, I told the world that the Washington Wizards, if they don't dismantle this roster, will be the 10 seed in the East next year. It's not a hot take. There's just a lot of crap at the edge of the East. Andre's chiming in, guys. We need like at the NFL draft where it goes dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun, and the pick is in. We need something like that when Andre hits us with a Dre blast. He goes, Riley Minix, very solid 1 game, 7 minutes, 2 rebounds last season. Go Spurs, go. So I didn't know Riley Minix was a human being until that trade happened, and I kind of really dug into the San Antonio roster. But we've spent enough time on that fantasy irrelevant trade. It's William's time to shine, baby. William Harris on with Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. He's with the All Rookie Podcast, the Sports Ethos Network. So let's get you going here immediate impact top rookie players, William. And I'm giving you Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, Trey Johnson. Assess their fantasy value, and then me and Doc will react to it.
All right. Yeah, Cooper Flagg is the obvious number 1 pick. Should be come right in, start. They're talking about having him play at point guard. He's going to be able to do whatever he wants out there for the Mavs with Kyrie out possibly for the year. I heard him mention he'll probably miss the whole year. So, I mean, Cooper's stats in college were great: shooting, athleticism. He's going to fit right in. He played with the U.S. team before the season. Like, he's already an underclassman, and he's holding his own with LeBron and the likes of those guys. So him coming in with Anthony Davis, I mean, it's a home run. Now, Dylan Harper, that might be a little bit trickier with the crowded backcourt with San Antonio a little bit. You know, they have Stephon Castle, who was the rookie of the year last year. You have De'Aaron Fox. I personally think they should trade De'Aaron Fox, but as long as they hold on to him, Dylan's going to have to find his minutes whenever he can. I'm sure he'll at least play 20 to 25 minutes, but as a second pick in the draft, you're going to want to see him play more than that. So hopefully they can find a way for him to do that. If he does, because he's a dynamic player. By far, the second best player in this draft is Cooper, Dylan Harper, and then everybody else, basically. So we want to see him get minutes and grow with Wemby. You said Ace Bailey, right? Yeah, I'm very excited for Ace Bailey. You know, leading up to Utah, it was a little like disheartening. Like, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go to Charlotte. You're trying to make your own rules, and you haven't done anything to deserve that yet. But now that he's there in the summer league, first game was a little shaky. Second game, he showed you what he can be. And I think his season will be similar to that. It's going to be ups and downs for him because he's a player that has a very high ceiling, but he's not going to play like that every night. So he's going to have to grow into that role. And Trey Johnson, we just mentioned the Wizards. That crowded backcourt scares me. I mean, it's so much talent in Washington. Like you said, I think they're trying to be like the new OKC. But drafting him 6, you're going to have to find him minutes. But I'm scared how they're going to get him because, I mean, what are you going to do with the veterans? CJ McCollum, Marcus Smart, Chris Middleton, and not to mention the other super talented guys they have, all young, all old. I don't know what they're doing, but Wizards are developing a lot of talent.
Doc, come on in here, man. A little reaction to Williams' terrific riff right there.
Well, for starters, and I was going to say this before we moved here, the Blake Wesley moving to no man's land is kind of annoying to me. Like, I kind of low-key like Blake Wesley. I liked him when guys got hurt on the Spurs and he would come in and play a little bit. Like, I mean, he was whatever the dude. Who was my Charlotte guy?
Damian Baugh.
I mean, he's no Damian Baugh, but man, he was fun while he lasted. But this Dylan Harper situation is really interesting to me because ESPN has got Dylan Harper starting at shooting guard and Stephon Castle coming off the bench in their depth charts, which I think are powered by RotoWire, which they are powered by RotoWire. So it's actually a RotoWire thing. But
give me a break.
There's no way Dylan Harper's starting. He's not starting in front of De'Aaron Fox or Stephon Castle. And at that point, he just kind of gets lost in the mix. William knows more about Dylan Carter than I do. And if William says, you know, it's him and Cooper Flagg and everybody else is just sort of there, then Dylan Harper is probably pretty friggin' good. But I just don't know how he's going to stand out on this team. They're too deep. And then the Ace Bailey to Utah thing, I think they got off to a really rocky start. It'll be interesting to see how the fans embrace him, you know, when the season gets going. This could be I don't know, man. It could be an omen that maybe this is not going to go well and wasn't meant to be, or Bailey may be really good and a great citizen and everybody loves him. I don't really know how that's going to go. And then Cooper Flagg in Dallas, the world is his oyster. Nico is just thankful there's a guy there to take a little bit of the spotlight off of him, and maybe Nico doesn't have to travel with security guards anymore.
Cooper Flagg to me is play the over. I saw somebody doing a little thing, and 16.9 was the line on Cooper Flagg for his season average. I would go, I think he's going to be around 20 points a game. I think he's going to be one of those sensational rookies, a la Wemby, a la Zion. Zion played 5 games, but his numbers were great. But I think Cooper Flagg's going to be a stat guy his first year. 1-1-1, block steals, threes, 7-8 rebounds, about 4 assists, 18 to 20 points. I believe he's going to be the second leading scorer on their team. And so I'm super high on him in redraft, and obviously in Dynasty, it is what it is. Trade Fox, interesting. I like that. It's outlandish, but we don't have a 3-hour show here, so I just want to acknowledge that. You piqued my interest with that. 22 to 25 minutes for Dylan Harper, you said, William. I agree with that. I'm not high on Dylan Harper this year. I think don't mention that other site because never mind. But it's mildly triggering. So where was I? The depth chart thing. Forget about it. Dylan Harper is not starting for this team. Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox, your backcourt. Look, Doc always complains about Harrison Barnes starting. Okay, if they do something with that, Dylan Harper can start. All right, but it ain't going to be Stephon Castle sacrificing so Harper can start. get Harry B out of the damn starting 5, please, for the love of God, right? Okay, so that's how you start Dylan Harper, obviously, and if that happens, we're all like Wayne's World style, swing, right? Oh my God, Dylan Harper, we all want him, okay? But we haven't heard that yet. And Ace Bailey, just confirm this and let's move on. Just like a yes, no. I believe Ace Bailey is going to be the starting 2 guard for the Utah Jazz. William, you first, then Doc. Do you agree or not?
I think he might be the starting small forward.
Okay, so you think he's going to start though, regardless?
Yes.
Gotcha. How about you, Doc?
Ace Bailey? Was that the question?
Yeah. Does he start or not?
It's Utah. You never know what they're going to do. They should be starting Ace Bailey just because he has more name recognition than most of the dudes there. I think he starts.
All right. Let's move on here. It is Rick Kamla. It is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. William Harris is with us as well. Fantasy NBA today. All right, Doc, it's your turn here, bro. What's next?
All right. This is the Fit Matters crew. You got Igor Demin, Derek Queen, Cedric Coward. Hopefully that's right. Is it Coward?
Yeah, Cedric Coward. Yep.
Cedric Coward, and then Kamla Malawak. What do you think about those guys?
Well, I think Igor Demin is going into a great situation, and I think there should be no worries for him this season. I know Andre hates him, but bear with me. No, he's a jumbo guard. He can play the 1, 2, or the 3. I think he's going to be the starting point guard for the Nets, and that's the perfect team for him because he's going to be able to learn on the fly. If he makes mistakes, he's not going to get pulled right away. I'm not worried about the other 10 point guards they drafted. They drafted him 8th. That's starting role material and someone they're going to have to stick with and watch him grow. I'm excited to see what Igor does with the Nets. Derek Queen, a lot of people are worried about the Derek Queen situation, but for me, for them to give up that pick next year, which could be top 3, to trade up 10 spots to take him, that shows me they're going to play him. I know a lot of people are saying Yves Missi is going to start. I don't know if that's a certain thing because you invested so much in Derek Queen. Do you want that coming off the bench? Yves Missi was like the 21st pick in the draft. So and another thing for the Pelicans, this could be an indication that they might be trying to move on from Zion as well for them to give up that much. You don't want that sitting on the bench. Cedric Coward, he could come in and try to replace Desmond Bane's role. Very talented player, but he missed most of his last season in college with an injury. So it may take him some time to adjust, but I'm excited about his future. And Kamla Malawak probably played 20 minutes per game for Phoenix right now because they have Mark Williams. It would have been exciting if he went to a team where he was the main guy, but we know he's going to split with Mark Williams. But all of those guys are going to have an exciting season.
I love it, man. I like what you said about Derek Queen, and maybe, and think about it. Yves Missi was drafted by the previous regime. He's a David Griffin guy, and Joe Dumars came in. Yo, I'm the new sheriff in town, right? I mean, he came in with a big stick, right? With all these moves and mortgaging futures and blah blah blah. You're right. Queen's going to play. And could start. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Cedric Howard, I've got as a bench player for Memphis. I like him, but I just don't see a primetime role for him this year. Same thing with Maluach. I love him. Loved him at Duke. The shot blocking is so tantalizing. It's my favorite stat in fantasy basketball. And I love Common Maluach, but he's third string. But they may trade Nick Richards. All right. So the minute we get the Shams bomb, the Suns have traded Nick Richards to who the hell else. Boom, it's Common Maluach season. That will be the next tweet that is sent out. Igor Demin, like he's a late round dice roll, but he is set up in a terrific role there in Brooklyn. All right, let's move on here to international players and big men. And we've got Yang Hansen, who is really intriguing to me. Kasparas Jakučiūnas, who has largely sucked in the summer league so far, and Ryan Kalkbrenner, who some think is going to be the starting center for the Charlotte I almost said Bobcats. Hornets. I haven't done that. I had the other day, I was doing a Brooklyn Net, and I almost said New Jersey Nets, and that's like 20 years old. So I don't know what's happening here, Doc. Doc, we're getting old, bro. We're getting old. We need some young blood in here, man. William Harris. So, William, talk to me about these guys.
All right, Yang Hansen, a lot of people were shocked by the selection of him going 16th to the Trailblazers. For me, I had him ranked 24th. So it wasn't too crazy of a surprise for me. And when you get in that round of that deep in the draft, you're not getting guaranteed stars at 16 anyway. So you might as well go for the home run pick. And, with them getting rid of DeAndre Ayton, that opens the door for minutes for Hansen Yang. He could spend a lot of time in the G League because he's going to have to get his game to translate to the American system because he's been playing against a lot of smaller centers over in China. And, the competition is not what it is over here. So it may take half the season for him to get his feet under him. But I look for an exciting season for Hansen Yang. I think he has great potential. Don't be scared of him, basically. Kasparas Jakučiūnas, he was my 10th ranked player. He fell to 20. I was very excited about the landing spot in Miami. Right now, he is struggling big time in the Summer League. And I mean big time. I mean, like, the worst player in the Summer League right now. But, that's happened before. Trae Young had a terrible Summer League. We will see. I love his size. I love his potential. But Terry Rozier was cleared of all the charges, so he will be starting. I don't think Kasparas will be starting now. It was potential for that. But he's going to be able to learn from Terry Rozier, hopefully, not bad habits. But to get, settled, he might need to be in the G League for a while the way he's been playing in the Summer League. I'm disappointed, but hopefully he'll turn it around. Ryan Kalkbrenner, I think he's going to have a great season. There's no reason he shouldn't be starting. Maybe the first month they might have him coming off the bench, but he's the most talented big on their roster. I had him ranked 23rd. So they got a steal in him at 34. So Charlotte should play him, but we know sometimes Charlotte does things a little weird. I live in North Carolina, so don't have my hopes up.
Doc, what do you think about Williams' comment that Terry Rozier starts for the Miami Heat? Are you vibing on that?
No. I think Terry. And I'm not saying Williams wrong, and I'm not trying to disagree, but I'm not even feeling Terry Rozier very much in the rotation. I feel like he got run out of there last year, and it became the Davion Mitchell show. And I think it was set to be the Davion Mitchell show this year until Norman Powell came along and popped that balloon. But me personally, and I'm kind of a grumpy, as Rick said, I'm a grumpy old man. I don't want to even see Terry Rozier on the court this year. I want Davion Mitchell to get all the backup minutes behind Hero and Powell, and I don't even want to see Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier, he was so bad last season. I can't imagine it coming back. And then I like what we got, a little Andre bomb, a little do. The pick is in. Kasparas California Classic stats. 1 of 15 shooting with 12 turnovers. Like, that's got to be up there for the worst preseason or summer league performances of all time. And we can write it off and say, oh, it's just summer league, but that scares the crap out of me.
Again, William, all due respect, but I just wanted to kind of vet this because it was an interesting comment. And by the way, Doc doesn't have anything personally against Terry Rozier. He has something fantasy against anybody 29 years and older. It's anybody of any kind of age at all needs to get out of the way. The young guys needs to play. He's super consistent about that. So it's not a Terry Rozier thing. It's a Doc wants new thing. That's what it is. So Terry Rozier right now on my depth chart, and my depth chart matters so much fucking more than all of these other stupid depth charts with all these guessers out here that don't even know the positions of players. Okay, like Fantrax, Yahoo, they'll have some of these guys. He's a power forward. They'll have SG by his name. Okay, they don't even know. All right, listen to your boy. Miami at point guard right now. It's Tyler Hero, Davion Mitchell, Kasparas Jakuchunas for me, and Terry Rozier. I got Terry Rozier as their 4th-string point guard. I think he may be bought out. Your 2 guard from Miami, Norman Powell, Pell Larson, Jaime Jaquez, Kashad Johnson. Your 3 is Wiggins, Simone Fontecchio, Haywood Highsmith. Your 4 is Adebayo, Jovic, and I believe Nasser Little is still under contract with them, and they don't have anybody behind the 5. So I just don't even see a role at all for Terry Rozier. But I want to go back to the young fellas you were talking about. Who did Andre, help me out. Who did we have on that was talking up Ryan Kalkbrenner recently? I can't remember who I was on the air with, but somebody else I was on there with was talking up Ryan Kalkbrenner, and they kind of piqued my interest to it. Really, his only competition for the starting job in Charlotte is Moussa Diabate, who he's a backup, guys. I mean, he got burned last year. He was okay. You have Mason Plumlee on that roster as well, but I look at him as a 3rd-string guy. Kalkbrenner, to me, I think that's a great take, William. He looks pretty green-lit to have a nice fantasy season. William, give us one rookie that nobody's paying attention to that you're going to be drafting in deep leagues.
It depends on how deep you want to go. But no, the rookie that stood out to me is I hear no one talking about Nick Clifford. He was selected by the Sacramento Kings. He can play the 2 or the 3.
Good call.
And there's not a lot of depth there. You know, the Kings are trying to trade Malik Monk and possibly DeMar DeRozan. And if not, though, DeMar DeRozan is 35 years old, you know. So there's no depth there that I see getting in the way of Nick Clifford. They traded up to get that pick. And I can see him getting a lot of playing time there, whether it's injury or trades. And he can have the type of impact that Jalen Wells did for the Grizzlies in his first season if he gets the opportunity.
I love that take. Tim Woodson, by the way, I want to shout him out. I was on with him last week. He was terrific. Sports Ethos fantasy expert. Again, you know, the memory, Doc, tell him the memory. All right, let's move on here to Dynasty Stashes and Long-Term Projects, okay? Trying to help Dynasty and deep keeper managers here identify playing the long game type of investment. So, William, Doc, you want to get him started here at number 1?
Yes, I can't wait to say these names. High ceiling swing picks in Dynasty, William. VJ Edgecomb, Knueppel, Essengue, and Jeremiah Fears. What do you think?
Okay, VJ Edgecomb, to me, I wouldn't be too excited about him in fantasy because, honestly, he's going to be the 4th option in Philadelphia. Now, he had a terrific first game in the Summer League. He's what all the Philly fans want to see. That's going to push him up draft boards tremendously. Everyone's going to want him. But you have Joel Embiid, if he's healthy, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, if he's healthy. Then it would be VJ Edgecomb. So how excited can you be for someone like that? Long term, yes. This year, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Paul George and Embiid. Knueppel, to me, he's a role player. I don't think he should have been a top 5 pick at all. I had him ranked 18th, actually. But, if you want a safe player that's going to come in and do everything right, help a winning team, I think he should have went to a winning team, and that would have been a better spot for him. But he should be able to help the Hornets. He's just a safe player. He's going to be able to fill a role. You have Brandon Miller. Miles Bridges still there. LaMelo. So he would be 4th option as well. Not exciting. in this draft, you have a lot of players with a lot of talent, but they did not come into situations where they're going to flourish early on. So that's why we're talking about Dynasty Stashes. Asa Newell, same thing. He's very talented, big. He just needs playing time. I think he can come in and fill the Muhammad Gay role because Muhammad Gay was not that impressive to me. But I think it may take some time because they have Porzingis and Okongwu, but we know Porzingis misses a lot of games. So that can be an opportunity for Asa Newell there. And Jeremiah Fears, I love Jeremiah Fears. He was my 4th-ranked prospect, super young. He should be going into his freshman year of college right now too, just like Cooper Flagg. He aged up. He'll only get better every year. He like I said, he's 18, so he may struggle the first year, may struggle the second year, but you're going to see flashes of greatness from Jeremiah Fears. But when DeJounte Murray comes back, he could be lost in the shuffle. So we'll have to see how that goes with him.
Outstanding. William Harris, and I want to tell you about the All Rookie podcast. He's with us at Sports Ethos. And guys, if you're out there watching on Twitter, we appreciate you. Come hang with us on YouTube and subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today YouTube channel. Really interesting stuff. Look, I loved what you said about Knueppel, that he went 4th. You had him 18th. It's bold. I don't totally disagree. I'm not crazy about Knueppel. I'm starting for Charlotte, though. I think you take a guy 4th overall, and you try to trade for Connect. That fell through. You're obviously seeking this type of player. And you think, and frankly, the Kyle Korver-esque like shooter only is a pretty good fit with all that they have there. I don't disagree with that theory. So I don't think he's going to have great fantasy numbers, but I think he's going to start 12 points, 2.5 threes, and that's going to be about it. I'm not as high on Edgecomb. I think Oubre is going to be higher in the rotation. If Quentin Grimes gets his situation resolved, I think he will start, and I think Edgecomb will come off the bench at that point. Newell, I love. He's one of my favorite later picks in the draft. He's just not going to be super fantasy. I like what you said, though, about Porzingis. We know he's going to get hurt. Asa Newell's going to kind of move up a little bit, and I'm fascinated to see what happens with Jeremiah Fears. No DeJounte Murray. Is Fears going to start at point guard for the Pelicans? That could happen. And then Jose Alvarado stays in his, turbo bench role where he's so effective for that team. Does Jose start and Fears come off the bench? Either way, Fears is going to play a lot. And it's cool to hear that intel that you gave us on Jeremiah Fears and how high you were on him. 4th overall. That's impressive. All right. William, let's get you going here on long-term bigs and defensive anchors. Noah Essengue went to Chicago. Rasheer Fleming, who a lot of people love, William, going to Phoenix. Yannick Niederhauser, who, when I was watching Draft Night, I was like, it looks like the Clippers got a low-key stud late. So talk to me about that. And then, I know I'm going to say his name wrong, Theiro, who went to the LA Lakers. So talk to us about those guys.
Yes, okay. Noah Essengue, I was not high on. To me, he's more of a project. He needs polish. He needs to feel into his body. He does have the wingspan and length, which everyone loves, and that is ridiculous how long and tall he is. But he has a lot to work on, and I think he'll be a role player. But for the Bulls, that's a good landing spot because he'll have an opportunity to, work things out on the fly, not get pulled right away. It's not a lot of competition for minutes. Rasheer Fleming, like you mentioned, a lot of people love him. I don't think anyone is higher on him than me. I had him as my 7th ranked player, and he fell to 31. But he's a super talented power forward, very aggressive, great shooter. He's polished. He moves his feet like a menace on defense. He literally does it all. I think he should start for Phoenix. We know as a 31 first pick in the draft, it's going to be tough.
Over Ryan Dunn? You think he should start over Ryan Dunn?
I like him better than Ryan Dunn. And I was high on Ryan Dunn last year.
Tim Woodson said the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm. I had Ryan Dunn 20th last year, and he went like 28th. But I'm higher on Rasheer Fleming. And that's no knock to Ryan Dunn because he's very talented as well. But Rasheer Fleming he's like that. Okay. Yannick Niederhauser, you're right. They did get a stud. To me, I compare him to Jarrett Allen. Rim protector, pick and roll, great rim protector. He's going to be great when he gets an opportunity. The only issue is they signed Brook Lopez. I hated that because that's going to take all his opportunities this year. We probably won't see Yannick this year because of that, unless there's an injury, of course. But Yannick is a great stash if you want to look at it that way for fantasy. Theiro, super high on him. He was my 16th ranked prospect.
Wow.
He fell to like 35. Defensive monster, athletic freak. But he's on the Lakers, and I don't think he'll play this year, unfortunately. They could use him, especially in the defensive range. But if he gets his shot together, I mean, he could be tremendous. So we'll see how that goes with the Lakers.
I see Ryan Dunn starting over Fleming just because he's been there a year. He started last year, but I love the hype that you and Tim are creating on Rasheer Fleming. It's cool. So because of that, like Fleming's name has a little shine and a little like maybe circle around it because of the love that you guys are giving him. I'm like, I don't sleep on Rasheer Fleming. Keep your eye on this dude. Essengue to me is in a real numbers crunch with Pat Williams' contract he's on. Buzelis is there. Like, I just don't see a real pathway to playing time. And I liked what you said about the other guys. Doc, you're up next, brother.
Well, I just hope that Yannick Niederhauser, we can come up with some sort of Animal House reference nickname for him, like Niedermeyer. Underrated guards and wings. This is a short list, William. So there's you don't have to pay that much attention. Walter Clayton and Thomas Sorber.
Right. Okay. No,
Sorber.
Walter Clayton with
the
the Utah Jazz. I loved his game. Great point guard coming out of college, helped Florida win the championship. He plays like current day Jamal Murray. Because, I can't compare him to Jamal Murray in college because Jamal Murray was way more athletic. But, Jamal Murray has lost some athleticism. That's how Walter Clayton plays. Now, he's in a iffy situation with Utah with Isaiah Collier, Keontae George. How are those minutes going to play out? But I think he should still get some run. And he's looked good in the summer league so far, so that's positive. Thomas Sorber, he is a big that went to OKC. He's going to play behind Hartenstein, of course. This might be a developmental year for him, but I'm very high on Thomas Sorber. He was my 6th ranked player, and they got him at 15. That's what OKC does every year. So when Hartenstein's out of there, Sorber's going through the roof.
So we got a Jalen Williams re-signing as well. But you had Sorber at 6?
I did. Very talented big man.
Dude, I'm not like, I just want to amplify this. This is a Sam Presti thing right here.
Yes.
Bro, Doc, Presti just plucked number 6 at 15. He's probably not even gonna play this year. And I mean, it sounds like Sam Presti did it again last year. Hey, little tangent here. Were you high on Nikola Topic coming into last year's draft? Speaking of Presti, just getting gem after gem. Were you high on Nikola Topic?
He went like 12. I had him in that range of 12 to 14, I think.
Copy
so
that.
I'm solid.
Okay. All right. So let's see what is next here. Walker. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, who's the one guy that you want to stash in Dynasty this year, William? Like, who's the one guy that you've got on your list?
Who's the one guy I would want to stash in Dynasty? There's a lot of players. It depends on what selection you have. Obviously, because we talked about Yannick Niederhauser. You have a late pick. But then Thomas Sorber is going to be in that same type of role with OKC. You're going to have to wait on him, possibly. This draft is full of stash guys, honestly. So that's what it's mainly about, because everyone is in a crowded rotation. It's too many to name, honestly.
So who after Cooper Flagg goes in your Dynasty draft, who are you taking second?
Oh, definitely Dylan Harper still.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to.
And where's Edgecomb come in?
With Philadelphia, he should be top 5.
Would you take Edgecomb or Bailey?
I would take Bailey because the role, and I had Bailey as my 3rd ranked prospect, Edgecomb as my 5th ranked prospect.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So who did you have at 4 again?
Jeremiah Fears.
So you had Fears above Edgecomb.
Yes. Because I think that
I'm not disagreeing. Yeah. I'm curious about why. I'm curious.
That role as a point guard is more important than a shooting guard, in my opinion. And to lead a team like we see, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, SGA, to be a dynamic point guard is more important than being a dynamic shooting guard. And I think Edgecomb, he could be tremendous, but he also could be average. And I think Fierce, no doubt, is going to be great.
Wow.
I love watching this because I can just see Kamla over there, like taking notes and like getting ready for it. Like he's all about his dynasty draft right now. And he's like trying to sort this all out. And I'm sure a lot of people watching are doing the same thing. And it's fun to watch. Luckily, I don't have to worry about it. I just have to decide if I'm drafting Wemby or Jokic. I don't mess with that.
Doc just bailed on his dynasty team in the Cam Dynasty, William. And Andre took over his team. So I tell you what was I going to say? Oh, I have one more question here. Do you look at Ace Bailey as a 1 or a 2? Or do you look at him as kind of positionless?
I think he can play multiple positions, but I mainly look at him as a 3, maybe a 4. Yeah, because he's 6'9". So being 6'9", I don't know if you can guard typical 2s, you know. But like I said, today's NBA is positionless pretty much. So I think he can play the 2, 3, or the 4, depending on the lineup he's playing against. But he seems like a 3 mainly to me right now.
I think Philly made a mistake not taking Ace Bailey over VJ Edgecomb. I don't think it's like Michael Jordan, Sam Bowie around here, but I would not have done that. So let's shift to the Summer League. It is Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. We are the Fantasy NBA today. We have William Harris, very special guest. He does the All Rookie podcast. He's with us here at Sports Ethos. Obviously, you can hear his and tell. It's absolutely magnificent. So who is worth keeping an eye on in the Summer League? And I want to bring up Yang Hansen, Jace Richardson of Orlando, Hugo Gonzalez, who I'm very intrigued by with Boston, Drake Powell, forget what team he's on, Rasheer Fleming, and Maxime Reynaud, and I forget what team he's on too. So help us out here.
Okay, you didn't mention Derek Queen, so he's my number 1 guy I'm looking for, but I'll go to Yang Hansen. Like we mentioned with Portland, they got rid of DeAndre Ayton. We're gonna be very intrigued to see how he translates his game from China to America. So yes, Yang Hansen will probably be my second guy. Jace Richardson, for me, he went to Orlando, 25th pick. He's very short. The NBA kind of stays away from short point guards, so I wouldn't have been surprised if he fell to the second round. But the talent is there, but he's like 6 foot. So you don't see too many 6-foot point guards flourishing. I'm very intrigued to see how he's gonna handle himself in the Summer League. Hugo Gonzalez, very talented international guard. I didn't have enough intel on him for him to be a first rounder. So to me, I see a lot of potential, but I also could have saw him going back and staying overseas. So I'm very intrigued to see how he's going to be with the Celtics. And he's a first round pick. Will he start? I don't think so. But will he even have a role this year with Jason Tatum out? What direction are the Celtics going? Are they just going to try to say that again?
Tanking.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. They could try to win because it's not in the Celtics' nature to tank. But if they do, then Hugo should see the floor a lot. Drake Powell from North Carolina went to the Nets. He should have opportunity, but the Nets are kind of a cluster other than Igor Demin, in my opinion. But he's a great defensive prospect. And if he can get his offensive game right, you could have something there. Rasheer Fleming, we mentioned earlier, dynamic power forward, should show flashes in the Summer League. Maxime Reynaud, big man, and went to the Kings. He fell to like pick 42. He should have been at least 10, 15 picks higher than that. I'm not sold on the Kings' big man depth chart. So he should be the backup center. I know he's listed as 3rd or 4th, but he should be the backup center for the Kings. He's a very talented big man.
I like it, Doc. Any reaction to that? Any guys that you're especially looking for in the Summer League?
You know, Rick, this is really going to surprise you, but I'm not a big Summer League guy. I don't lay around. You know, the air conditioning is out in my bedroom and my office. It's like it's going to be 90 degrees up here later. I don't lay around in my 90-degree sauna and watch, Summer League all day. However, I do think that if you watch Summer League, you can learn a lot from watching those guys. It's not necessarily going to translate to what happens this season as rookies for the most part, but you get an idea. Like you watch a guy in Summer League and you know that 2 or 3 years from now, he's going to be a stud. So, William, where are you with that? Like when you watch summer league games, like how much of what you see in summer league translates to how you're going to rate a guy for this year, or is it more about the future and you're just trying to see if the guys look as good in a pro uniform as they did in college?
Well, you were kind of joking, maybe, but you make a great point. The summer league, it's fun in a way, but you can't take too much from it because there's been guys that have dominated in the summer league and then still never see the court in the NBA. And it's been rookies that have done that. And I was very excited for like Hunter Tyson for the Nuggets like 2 years ago. He dominated the summer league. He's been in the league 2 years now and has not really seen the court. So you can't take too much from it. You just don't want to see someone looking really too undersized to play with the summer league guys or just out of sorts because they're not ready for the speed of the game. And those things do happen. Those are things I would say translate. Everything else, it's going to be a long developmental process, especially for the rookies.
Dude, that's an awesome answer. Hey, if you're watching us live on YouTube, if you're watching us live on Twitter, not all of our episodes are going to be available there. So make sure to subscribe to Fantasy NBA Today podcast. And, we read this all the time, guys, but it's so important that we get subscribers. I mean, I feel like it's a PBS telethon. We need subscribers to keep doing this. Rick and I love doing this. Andre loves doing this. Brewski loves doing this. William loves doing this. We want to keep doing it, and we go deep, man, and we want to keep doing it. So please subscribe to the podcast.
Amen to that. William, I love what you said about the summer league. It's important, but you can't put too much stock into the results. That's a very, very wise comment by you. It's abundantly true. The summer league for me is learning players. You watch videos, you watch the draft, you hang out with Tim. You hang out with Tim and William. You guys that really, really, really know these rookies. Okay, but then like we all have our own silo and our own processes, right? We need to see these guys too. Okay, so it's like an introduction to the players. I remember Jared McCain last year, and it wasn't even Vegas. It was at the Utah Summer League, and I'm watching Jared McCain like, this guy's a badass. Like he's zippy, super confident with his shot. He's on the ball making plays. I'm like, I like that dude. Okay, and he was like the TikTok guy and a good player at Duke, but I'm like, forget all that. This dude can play, right? So to me, it's like I can detect and sniff out it factor, right? Like the sink or swim. And again, you don't take that to the bank, but you put it in your head like, boy, I did not like the way this guy responded in Summer League. Okay, this is now something I need to see him get past. Or this guy showed me it factor in the Summer League. Now I'm really intrigued to watch him in the preseason. So there is value in watching Summer League games, but you got to be choosy about it, guys. Be choosy. Don't sit around and waste your time watching some asshat, I don't know, OKC Denver frickin' Summer League game where not a single guy on the court, Deron Holmes has been shut down and all the guys have been shut. Don't waste your time with those stupid games, right? Like target games where key guys are going to be playing and be efficient about it. All right, we have...
Hey, Rick,
yeah.
I have a question for you. Did you call any Summer League games or G League games or NBA games, preseason games at NBA TV?
So, yes, I say this with all humility. I used to be like the main broadcaster for the Summer League in Vegas, because it was small, right? I'm talking 20 years ago. NBA TV would fly me out there, and it was me and like an analyst and like a small crew against the world. And I think we had another crew, but I was kind of that main dude out there. And then ESPN came in and it completely exploded. And your boys started to get lost in the shuffle a little bit. But I was still out there calling games. But it's all good. It's, it is what it is. Stuff evolves. But yes, tons. And I used to do the G League game of the week, Doc. Dude, they used to travel me to Charleston, South Carolina, down somewhere in Florida for the Low Gators. All right, I'd go to Columbus. I'd go to Fayetteville for I forget the names of the teams right now, but all of these small towns in the South. And so we're literally, it's me. You guys know Stephanie Reddy on TNT, right?
Yep.
So she was a part of our broadcast crew for the G League Game of the Week. She was our sideline reporter. Do you guys know the name Sam Vincent? Old school NBA player. Played for the Celtics. You guys remember
Michigan
Sam Vincent?
State. Michigan State.
Exactly. He was the analyst. So it was me, Sam Vincent, and Stephanie Reddy going literally commando, flying in day of, flying out next morning to all of these. So after the game, we'd be in like a Denny's, right? You know what I'm saying? Like a small town Denny's, like Sam Vincent, Stephanie Reddy. It was crazy, but really, really cool. So to answer your question, yes, and sorry for the long answer. Let's reel it in.
That's awesome.
And get back to our work.
I love you guys' story, so you never have to reel it in. Doc, I'm waiting for one of yours, so don't disappoint me.
Thank you, William. Appreciate that, man. All right, let's continue on here. It is Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, William Harris, fitting right in with your boys here on the Fantasy NBA today. There was never a doubt. He does the All Rookie podcast, and obviously he's got big time opinions, man. All right, so wow, we're at the end here. Final takes. So give us one name that you didn't talk about, but you can't leave the show without mentioning. Here, William.
Right, and this show has been jam-packed, so I loved it. It's been very fun. We've talked about a lot of my favorite guys. I would have said Rasheer Fleming right here, a couple other guys. But I'm going to throw in a wrinkle. Can I say Nikolai Topic? Because technically he's going to be a rookie this year. I hate this the rule, but he can win. Yeah,
you just found the loophole, bro.
I found the loophole. He can win Rookie of the Year. I hate when that happens when you're not truly a rookie, but he's gonna be considered a rookie. We've seen how he has looked so well out there in summer league so far with OKC. It's just a matter of minutes for him, but we know OKC, they'll find a way to get him minutes. And AJ Mitchell is looking great too. So they have a plethora of guards, as we see. That's what Washington is trying to do. But another guy that we hadn't mentioned is a rookie. I will throw it out there. Chaz Lanier. He's for the Pistons. They lost Malik Beasley. They did bring in some vets, so he may not see the court, but I'm very high on Chaz Lanier. Shooting guard, can shoot it, can light it up, can drive to the basket. So they got a good pick at 37 for the Detroit Pistons.
Doc, pretty good rookie download right here, huh? You've been taking notes. I've been taking notes.
That is a quality info filled podcast. I have a very important question for William to end this thing. Have you ever had Cane's chicken?
I think I had it one time. I heard you guys talking about that too.
We got three people here. We can get a consensus. Is it Cane's or is it Zaxby's? Cane's, I think, my opinion, Cane's has the better chicken, but Zaxby's got all the sauces. The Cane's, you only get one sauce. Rick loves that. Are you going Cane's or Zaxby's?
Well, can I throw in another wrinkle?
Oh,
have you guys had Dave's hot chicken? Have you had that?
Yes.
I have.
Where you don't? Where do you put that?
I'm not. I'm not really a hot chicken guy. I've had it. It's hot. It kind of sets your mouth ablaze for a minute.
Yeah.
I like. It's just one of those things that didn't really click with me. But dude, I had Cane's last night, Doc. And this gives you an idea of the Cane's Jones when it hits. So I go to I went to Walmart, right? I was out of everything. Toilet paper and food, out of everything, bro. So $170 at Walmart, right? Usually my tab's like 80, 90, right? But I was out of everything. So I go spend $170 at Walmart on mostly food.
And I'm
starving.
Items.
It's 8:30. And I went to Cane's and got four fingers, 2 Cane's sauce, bro, Cane's for the win. I like Zaxby's menu better, Doc, right? But Cane's is the choice for the chicken wings or the chicken fingers. I mean, and it's what do I get at Zaxby's? I get wings and things because you get the chicken fingers and you get 5 bone-in chicken wings.
I'm a big tongue torch sauce.
I'm a tongue torch guy, dude.
And Zaxby's, yeah. And that's
I'll
the
go
thing.
Cane's though.
I think Cane's has better chicken, but I like Zaxby's menu better.
William, you go Cane's?
I'll go Cane's.
So yeah. Cane's is the winner over here, Doc.
Cane's the winner. They need to sponsor us.
We got to send some Cane's out to Andre in Latvia, man.
Well, it's funny. Soren and I were driving to the beach last week, and we had to go down to a doctor appointment in Atlanta beforehand and cut over to get to the highway. And he's looking at his phone. He's like, dude, there's a Canes up here in like 8 miles. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, we got to eat at Canes. There's the closest one to me is like an hour and a half away, but we hit one. So I can actually speak somewhat intelligently on the
that is awesome
conversation now.
That is awesome. All right, it's fully vetted. Canes, I'll lift my hand. Canes is the winner in the middle of the ring. William, have you? Let's give you an opportunity to promote what you've got going on here, and then we'll say goodbye to the people.
All right, thanks again for having me on. You know, I host the All Rookie podcast. This is my 5th season completed, basically running up to the draft with Sports Ethos. Been having a blast. Yeah, glad to be on with you guys. You know, a lot of people cover the NBA, cover the draft, but it seems like they kind of have an agenda. With me, I go into it, I just look at the film. You know, I'm not worrying about intel, who's going to go here, who's going to go there. I go based on who I see as the best player, best future. So that's why I enjoy doing it, because I don't see that many people doing it like that. So if you love rookies, you love the draft, and, you know, I'll talk about them throughout the season as well. Come join me over at the All Rookie podcast. And hopefully Dr. A and Rick Kamla will have me back, and we'll do this again.
For sure. William, I just want to say, as an old head in this business, how you do stuff is really, really important. And I shield myself from other people's opinions, because I want it to be purely organic and genuine, and just for me, without any influence as well. I don't watch First Take. I don't listen to sports talk radio, right? I just grind, and you get what you get. So I love that you have blinders on, and you're just watching film, and you don't, like, I love Jonathan Gaboni, but you're not listening to him, and you're just locked in. Keep doing that. That's absolutely fantastic, man. Well, I'm going to be watching your podcast. We are going to have you back on. And we are out, folks. Couple of reminders. Go to sportsethos.com and subscribe to our work. You'll find William over there, and me, and Doc, and Brew, and all of our great writers. Football, baseball, basketball. I've got college football fantasy rankings out there as a part of our NFL draft guide. Go to sportsethos.com and subscribe. Go to your favorite app store and download the Sports Ethos app. It's completely free. It's badass. We've got player blurbs like a lot of other sites, but we got them too, okay? And they're on our app. It's completely free. Sports Ethos app, MLB, NFL, and NBA blurbs for you. Very comprehensive. We had a damn Pete Nance blurb on trade deadline day. Pete Nance. I still don't know who Pete Nance is. All right, for William Harris, for Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, and for our great producer, BITB himself, Andre Lemouche, a.k.a. Andre GPT, I'm Rick Kamla. Thank you so much for watching. This episode's been brought to you by Bet Online. And a reminder, Friday, we will be on at 11 a.m., and we will have Eastern time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And Doc and I will be with Mark Camaro. He is our NBA Dynasty lead. Okay, so more rookie talk, more Dynasty talk, and more fun with your boys. William, thank you again so much. And peace out, everybody. We love you.
Thank y'all.